Thanks for watching Community Update for Friday, September 18th. I'm Steve Erickson. With just a month and a half to go until Election Day, the focus on the 2020 vote is heating up. Today marks the first day Minnesotans can cast a ballot in the general election. CTN's Steve Antis joins us now from the Coon Rapids Civic Center with more on early voting. Steve?
Steve, there were people waiting in line here at City Hall when the polls opened at 8 a.m. this morning. Inside, 3 election judges are on duty to help voters who are eager to be among the first to cast their ballot in the 2020 general election.
We've been very busy. The turnout is great so far.
The rush to vote early in this year's election has surprised election officials who have not seen this level of interest in years past.
We opened at 8 and we had a line, and we've already voted 50, which is a lot for a first day.
Due to COVID-19, there are several safety protocols in place, like plenty of sanitizer, social distancing, and limiting the number of people in the room.
We've got a face mask requirement, we've got plexiglass shields, and we're asking if you're sick not to come to City Hall, wait and do it another day or do it by mail.
City Clerk Joan Lensmeyer outlined the absentee in-person voting process and wants to assure voters that their vote will be protected.
You'll actually be given your ballot, you will complete it, and you put it inside of a ballot envelope, inside of a signature envelope, seal it, then we store it here in the vault. When we get closer to the election, I will take it to the county government center, and then it will be run through the tabulator machine.
In Anoka County, there have already been 48,000 absentee ballots requested by registered voters, which is over 20% of all the voters in the county. Their ballots will be mailed out to homes next week. Yet for those who wish to vote early, in person, you can stop by City Hall.
We are here to serve you. We are ready for you. Bring your mask.
Now, if you want to come here to vote, you can do so weekdays from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Early voting is also open on Saturday, October 31st from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Your last chance to cast a ballot at the Civic Center is Monday, November 2nd from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And one last thing, if you have a disability or are concerned about COVID, you can vote curbside. Just call the phone number on the sign behind me and an election judge will come out and help. Steve?
All right, Steve, thanks. A heads up for voters in Ward 5, Precinct 4. The polling location for the general election has been moved back to the Emma B. Howe YMCA. Due to COVID restrictions at the Y, voting for the primary election was moved to a local church. However, the YMCA is once again allowing its building to be used by voters in Ward 5, Precinct 4. Best Buy announced this week that it is delaying store opening times on Election Day so all employees have time to vote. On November 3rd, Best Buy stores will open at noon. Company officials will also ensure team members who work in the supply chain locations, field offices, and call centers get the time they need to vote. In addition, Best Buy is offering paid time off to employees who volunteer to work at the polls on Election Day. The youngest students returned to school this week in the Anoka-Hennepin School District. Tuesday was the first day of school for all elementary students. CTN's Jennifer Anderson spent some time in a local classroom to see how COVID-19 has impacted our schools.
What did you think? Why is it important?
This has been a long time coming.
So you see the picture of the students working together.
Elementary students returned to all Anoka-Hennepin schools this week, including Sand Creek Elementary.
Tell me what you're going to do next.
The first day of school was what we all needed.
For now, the schools will follow a hybrid learning model, so each class is split. A students are in class Tuesday, Wednesday, B students Thursday, Friday. Planning for a safe return to school during a pandemic was months in the making.
When the kids arrive, all of that stress seems to go away because the kids are why we're here. And that first day of school was great.
Signs remind students of the new rules. Traffic patterns are controlled in the hallways, and bathroom breaks are carefully scheduled to keep hands clean and students separated. About 1/3 of the students at Sand Creek Elementary are full-time distance learners. The other 2/3 are split in half between hybrid learning days A and B. Having only about 1/3 of the students in the building on any given in-person learning day helps in implementing these health and safety procedures.
We've noticed a huge difference in how easy it is to teach routines with less kids. It is easy to keep kids distanced when you have fewer students.
Awesome. You can go ahead and cut.
But there will be challenges. The extra precautions do take time out of the day, and teachers expect there to be some loss of learning since the beginning of the pandemic.
We know that these students have been out of class and out of school for 6 months, so their social and emotional well-being is important to us, and we want to take that time, even if it means trimming a little bit of time out of instruction.
That sounds like a growth mindset to me.
Staff is ready to help kids who need it. Some students may get individual or small group intervention to catch up and adjust to the changes. For Community Update, I'm Jennifer Anderson.
Families that chose full-time distance learning also began lessons this week. At Sand Creek Elementary, one teacher at each grade level is assigned exclusively to the full-time distance learners. Those students are doing live video instruction and online assignments 5 days a week. High school football and volleyball could be played after all this fall. On Monday, the Minnesota State High School League Board of Directors is scheduled to meet to reconsider their decision to delay prep football and volleyball until the spring. The move comes as high school students in neighboring states play those same sports, and the Big Ten's announcement to reverse course and play college football starting in late October. The earliest high school football could return is October 2nd. Rainy weather didn't dampen spirits at a charity softball tournament last weekend at Sand Creek Park. The park played host to the 6th annual Minnesota Softball Military Appreciation Fundraiser for local military veterans. Sand Creek Park was one of 10 locations for the 3-day tournament, which featured 100 teams and about 1,200 players. This year proved a bit more challenging with state regulations surrounding the coronavirus, but organizers say that didn't stop them.
People stood up and said, I'm going to come out and I'm going to support despite having to maintain the regulations, having to maintain the walkways. No one was scared to give their time or come out here and play. Everybody knew it was going to rain and didn't care because we are doing what they love, which is playing softball and giving back.
Organizers say they netted at least $20,000, which is a record for the tournament. The proceeds will be split between 3 local nonprofits that help veterans and their families. Due to the pandemic, the city's participation in this year's Night to Unite event is being moved online. The virtual Night to Unite will take place Tuesday, October 6th, starting at 5:30 p.m. on the Coon Rapids Police Department's Facebook page. There will be demonstrations, tours, and a live question and answer session with members of the police and fire departments. Night to Unite typically takes place the first Tuesday in August, but was pushed back to October this year. First responders and local city officials hope to be back to visiting block parties in person next year. Well, here's something you don't see every day, a drive-in bingo session.
I-20, I-20.
On Monday, local seniors took part in parking lot bingo at the Coon Rapids Soccer Complex. They tuned into a special FM station to hear the bingo caller, marked off the numbers drawn, and then used their car to signal a win. That's right, their car horn. A total of 7 regular games and 1 coverall were played. The winners received gift certificates to local restaurants in a move to help support our small businesses. 2 more car bingo sessions remain, one September 21st and the other on September 28th. To reserve a spot, call 763-767-6473. There is a small fee, and you must be 55 or over to participate. They had a lot of fun out there, and it was a gorgeous day for that bingo. That's going to do it for us today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.